Hello again, friends, and welcome to another fine edition of 151. My name is Adam, and I am joined by a man who legitimately thought the new Picard series was about winemaking.
I was intrigued.
His name is Justin.
Hi, how you doing?
We are 151. We're sponsored by Skeleton Wine. You can find out more about them at their website, skeletonwine.com, or at their Facebook page at Skeleton Vineyards. As for us, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at 151 The Show. We're also on the World Wide Web, apparently.
The WWWs.
Yep. 151 The Show. I can't even do it right now. 151theshow.com or this station's website.com. Also, you can find us on, or we hope that you subscribe to us on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Google Play.
Should be it.
That should be it.
All of those you can access through 151theshow.com or this station's website.
Yeah, just that's the easy way to do it.
Right.
So, anyways, we're back for another fine edition. Justin is here. We are alone in my basement. We have the door locked so the cat cannot get down here. The new kitten, Stark.
He was a bit of a disruptor, a bit of a troublemaker last time.
Yeah, during our last show, which was a bag of questions, like he didn't do anything like wrong. He's just being a kitten.
Right.
So.
That's a bushy tail walking through.
He does, man. That cat
does not respect the camera line.
That cat is like 90% tail.
I've known some people like that in my past.
But bing. Anyways, on this edition of the show, we're actually going to go talk about Star Trek again.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Star Trek, everybody.
Ooh.
Big surprise.
Comic-Con 2019 was
a few weeks ago.
Got a lot of interesting information coming out of there.
Real quick,
yeah,
the Star Trek trailer was by far the best, right? There wasn't anything that came out of Comic-Con this year that really blew me away. Like the Marvel lineup, like, okay, Doctor Strange, all right. Okay, you chose a new Blade.
Natalie Portman returning to Thor was interesting.
Yeah, Love and Thunder.
Right.
But really, there wasn't anything Marvel did that really blew me away. The Top Gun stuff is...
Right.
It's like, okay.
And that's the... Don't get me wrong, I'm glad that, some of this stuff has gone, mainstream. But, I mean, if you're going to do Top Gun Comic-Con, and I know that, well, it's more than comic books, it's pop culture, a lot of
yeah.
Why is that there, really?
Anyways,
the best part about Tom Cruise at Comic-Con was the fake Tom Cruise that was running around.
Yeah.
Some dude legitimately dressed up in the jacket and everything from the original Top Gun.
Yeah.
Looks frighteningly with his sunglasses on like Tom Cruise and went around and pretended to be him. I think that's great.
They're really just you had the Cats trailer come out, which
that was weird.
Yeah, I will tell you this. It was weird and I don't know what to think of it, but there was part of me that was slightly intrigued by it. Like, what am I watching here? Like, what am I getting into?
Right.
What am I...
Here's what I'll say. There's about a 2005 episode of Doctor Who when David Tennant was playing the Doctor.
Yeah.
Where they did cat people.
Yeah.
They did that about 100 times better than what they did for the Cats trailer and, I guess, movie. That was a far better way to go than whatever that abomination under God we saw coming out of the trailer.
Yeah, I don't know what to think of it. But right. I'm slightly intrigued.
Right.
So, but yeah, going back to
Mike Myers in The Cat in the Hat was a better portrayal than what we got there.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of it. That's the thing. I don't
think anybody does.
I don't want to say that, I hate that and be the uncultured guy that doesn't know anything about the musical or whatever. It's just like, I don't know. Like, you put that into the computer to process and it's like, okay.
Yeah, no, that's horrifying.
What am I supposed to do with this?
I don't care whether you think I'm an uncultured swine or not. That's horrifying.
So, but anyways, back to what we were originally going to talk about, the Picard trailer. I think it was the best thing that came out of Comic-Con this year.
I think it very well might have been. Like a year ago or whatever, they had that meme of Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker saying, I'm going to shake up, a 30-year absence. I'm going to shake up, an entire fandom. And it's got Patrick Stewart hold my tea Earl Grey hot.
Yeah.
I think it's totally that. I can tell you what are the since we're talking about it, what are the rules about laying the trailer over this as we go?
I don't know.
Dicey? Yeah, okay.
And we've
Go out and look it up.
You've already talked about Tom Cruise. I don't need Marvel and Disney on my ass, too.
CBS and Viacom we know is fairly litigious when it comes to using the Star Trek property.
CBS. Sorry, I was thinking Marvel stuff.
Pause. Real quick. Go out, look up the Star Trek Picard trailer if you haven't seen it. I'll wait. Okay, now that you've seen it, when they were doing these early descriptions of...
Wait, which one did you have them watch? The very first one that came out or the Comic-Con?
The Comic-Con one.
All right, go watch the Comic-Con.
And if you haven't seen the Comic-Con one, I'll wait. And now that you're back, if you haven't seen the first one, I'll wait. Okay.
All right. We're all caught up now.
We're all caught up. Everybody's on the same page. And if you faked it, I'll know. So when they first described this whole, Picard, it's kind of a psychological, examination of where this is. I'm like, oh, God, this could be terrible,
Yeah.
This could be very much a, let's take Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi and quite frankly piss on, all over 20 years of being a hero. What are they going to do to Picard? Don't do that.
He's just going to try and knife his nephew while he sleeps.
Right.
No big deal.
Right. Or the adopted kid that they thought he was his father in like season 5 or whatever. He's going to go hunt that kid down.
Yeah.
And you might be evil. Batleth. Anyway.
You know what I remember from that episode the most is when Picard makes a hairline joke.
Right. So, I'm thinking this could be terrible. Going in, I was starting to watch the trailer, and all of a sudden it's like, holy this is good.
Yeah.
This looks good. I mean, we've got, Brent Spiner right off the bat, being referenced as Data.
Yeah. The B4 and the
right in the drawer. You've got voiceover that I'm sure that's Marina Sirtis doing the voiceover, talking about what he was on there. All of a sudden, we're popping to.
Was it really her?
That sounds like her.
I guess I didn't put that together.
It sounds like her.
If it is her, I didn't put it together. It
sounds like her. And then all of a sudden, you've got Borg.
Yeah.
And you've got Seven of Nine.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just blows up from there and goes, okay, this is going to be Star Trek. He's getting back into space. There's going to be some ass kicking. This is awesome. Maybe he's maybe he's going to call on some Starfleet. Maybe he's going to go rogue. Maybe he's going to do this, that, and the other. But
you know what was surprising to me about it?
And don't get me wrong, like you joked about, if episode 1 is a how-to on how to bottle Chateau Picard, I won't be unhappy.
Yeah. No, I guess my trepidation going into this was CBS. With Discovery, I didn't think they did a very good job with Star Trek the first time around.
No.
Second season got better.
Season was good because Chris Pike showed up.
It felt more Star Trek.
Yes.
I didn't want them to take a beloved character like Patrick Stewart and Jean-Luc Picard, and I didn't want them to be like, oh, we're gonna like run them through the mud and do all this other stuff and do this thing that doesn't feel like Star Trek. I want it to feel like Star Trek. I'll tell you this, coming out of that trailer, watching it, like it was Avengers Endgame, Infinity Stones, or Infinity War levels of excitement for this. I mean, I was like, why can't it be early 2020 now?
Right.
But no, I think the thing that surprised me the most, obviously, the amount of cameos, the amount of people they're drawing back, because, you had Data in there, obviously. Right. You had, what's her name?
7 of 9.
Yeah, 7 of 9.
More like a 10, am I right?
You creeper.
Yeah.
You get to be the creepy.
Oh yeah, sure. You can talk about a video game lady and Catwoman and Mary Jane, but I happen to mention that Jerry Ryan's attractive, and suddenly I'm a weirdo.
I happen to think Jerry Ryan is a very fine actress and a human being.
Right. Thanks, Dick.
No problem. When we talked about what we thought this series was going to be a few months ago, I didn't think that they were going to do this level of cameos and callbacks to Next Generation this early. And now that they're kind of doing it,
this may be the tip of the iceberg.
That's what I was kind of thinking, because Jonathan Frakes and what's her name?
Marina Sirtis.
They came out and they said, yeah, we're going to be in it.
Yep.
Jonathan Frakes is directing a couple episodes.
Yep. Episodes 3 and 4.
You have this. You know how I do think the end of the season is going to wrap up. I think it's going to wrap up with a giant cameo. Like someone that
Bill
we don't...
Shatner?
Probably not.
Okay.
Because he's dead in that universe.
Right.
But I think you're going to have something like that where it's a giant cameo that leads into the next season.
Could
like
be.
it's, we don't hear about Worf until
Right.
the very end, and then all of a sudden, he goes into his room and there's Worf drinking
Right.
a bottle of blood wine or something.
Right.
Or it's Janeway or Cisco. How great would it be if it was Cisco?
That'd be pretty badass.
How great would it be if it was Cisco?
Right.
But anyways, getting back to the trailer, who do you think the girl is that feels safe with Picard?
It's very much a MacGuffin. I think she's got to be... Maybe she's like the first... Because they said that Hugh, the Borg...
Yeah,
that they
he's going to be
rescued-
in it too.
Right, so maybe she's the first child born of two Borg.
Maybe.
And that's kind of what kicks everything off.
I think she is Borg. My original theory is I think that she is a Borg queen in the making.
Okay.
And I think that what kind of led me to that when she was like, everything in me tells me I'm safe with you.
Right.
So I think that there's some kind of programming in her that she sees
Right.
him as Locutus and not Jean-Luc.
Right, and in the main, but by the same token, they've been... okay, let me take a little segue here to set this up.
Okay,
because
not like we ever take segues
right,
on
this
the
is
show.
this is a little far-fetched, but
We needed a clip right there of us on segues.
Right.
Like going, ah!
and one of us taking a terrible fall.
Yeah. It catching on fire. And
God, we gotta go rent some Segways now.
Mm-hmm.
So, or just at a Segway dealership going, this is a terrible idea.
let's do it. Yeah.
So, if you've read The Returned, I think it's The Returned.
The one before the Star Trek reboots, right?
Well, no, this is not the in canon comic book. This is William Shatner novel written by Judith and Garfield Reeves Stevens.
Was that the one he wrote where he didn't like how William Shatner died? So
right, they resurrected Kirk.
And this is the one where but didn't he write one where he?
Right. So his name's on it. It's actually written by
Okay.
those two who are very, very accomplished Star Trek writers. I'm guessing that Bill Shatner came up with an outline of the story. They went and wrote it and fleshed it out. It's kind of like his Tech War novels.
Borg and the
some of rest of it,
Romulans
yes.
and
So that was all. His resurrection was all done using Romulan and Borg technology.
Yeah.
This is like a 25-year-old idea. Well, one of the things that they're showing or is being very heavily alluded to in this new series is Romulan and Borg working together with these technologies. Everything that I read about this is
in the Star Trek reboot movie, the Romulan ship, the weird looking
has some Borg technology in it
was
as well
from the comic book series.
Right. Which again goes back to this whole, which is why I think that you could possibly see a resurrected Bill Shatner, because I mean that idea came up from that. It's all very, very tied together. You talk about some next level, like Infinity War. You bring back Captain Kirk.
I don't think they do it. I got to disagree with
I don't
you.
know. It'd be something to see.
And you know why? Because I think this series is too much based on Picard.
Right.
Is too much based on he's the big kahuna here.
Right.
And if you brought back William Shatner, listen, I'm not going to say that it would be a horrible idea in the right circumstance to bring him back. I don't see it in this.
Right.
I feel like they've kind of gone down that road with Generations.
I mean, I'm just saying. You said the big cameo.
Why do you have such a boner for Kirk?
The biggest Star Trek
Boner.
cameo you can make is Jim Kirk.
Yeah. I'd almost argue that Leonard Nimoy is bigger.
Well, there is one big logistical problem with getting Leonard Nimoy to cameo.
Okay, zombie Leonard Nimoy.
Right.
They have Borg technology. And they got that kid that plays him in...
Right.
Anyway, I don't think they bring back Shatner.
You've got Ethan Peck or you've got Zachary Quinto. Either one of them makes a damn fine Spock.
Sorry, man. I don't see that happening.
We're just talking. So who do you think? I mean, is Worf the biggest cameo you can bring to the table?
No, but I think he'd be a surprising one.
I don't think he's surprising at all if they've got everybody else.
Or how about
up.
this? A fan favorite one. And
John Delancey.
Q, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Q on a higher level. A Q movie would have been good, right? If you did it right. Or
yes and no. Q never had any stakes because they wanted Q to be. I mean, Q in Encounter at Farpoint was this very foreboding, this could be the series enemy. And about halfway through, after the third or fourth visit, I mean, he's a prankster. He's meddling, but he's not, and sometimes uncaring, but he's not maliciously evil.
Okay, how about this though? I mean, I think there's a lot of people out there that think All Good Things should have been the movie.
Rather than Generations?
Yeah, like Generations should have, because they wrote, there's the thing about how they wrote them at the same time, and when they got done with them, I want to say it was the writers or somebody on the show, they were like, wow, All Good Things is really good. Like, that could be a movie, Right. Anyways, I don't know. I think that would...
Yeah, but, I mean, you can't use Bill Shatner in a series finale because, I mean, then you're basically doing the same thing you did with Enterprise.
Yeah.
You can't bring those guys in. All Good Things, don't get me wrong, was good, but the moving through 3 time periods, that was one of the most tropey, like, cliche storylines that Star Trek ever did. I mean, having to realize it in three timelines.
I thought it was kind of awesome.
That's cliche. I mean,
I will disagree with you yet again.
Oh, see, fine, and I thought that was terrible. I never enjoyed that ending
really?
At all. No, wow. I've never been a fan of All Good Things.
Wow, I did not know that.
Oh no, that's just a huge trope to me.
My whole Star Trek thought of you just completely shifted.
No, that's how
about the poker scene at the end?
That's like they could have done that in almost any.
Yeah, but you didn't like
matter what the story was.
You didn't like how they ended that he finally
was going
to become a part of the family, and then they fly off into the sunset. You didn't like that?
That was great, but that
you, Justin.
That didn't require that story. That could have been tagged on at any.
Okay, all right.
Any.
I thought it was a really
story.
Good, I really liked that ending.
No, that to me was like like
in the notes, Justin.
Like a first time, writer. I've read that book, 100 times or variations on that. That wasn't any groundbreaking new story. So
I thought it was a good Q story. It did. Okay, who's gonna do all the production for you?
Note to self: need a new co-host and somebody to do all the production
and to do all the work. as I sit back and be awesome.
Not all the work.
Yeah, because it's hard to share on Facebook.
Well, this has been another episode of 151. The final episode of 151.
Actually, I was just thinking about the segue scene right there. Just dropping that in. So anyway, back to the Picards. Or actually, before we get to that, this is 151, the final episode. We were sponsored by Skeleton Wine. You can find out more about them at their website, skeletonwine.com, or on their Facebook page at Skeleton Vineyards. As for us, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151 The Show. And if you missed any of that, 151theshow.com or this station's website.com. Back to the Picard trailer. So where do you think it's going? Like, obviously, it's that girl is important for some reason.
Right.
The Borg are involved. But what's the end game here? What are we trying to... is she going to... is the Borg collective just not working right now, and she's the key to making it work?
I think a lot of that depends on what we don't know, which is what happened 15 years ago that drove Jean-Luc Picard out of Starfleet.
And who's taking care of his dog when he's gone?
Right. This is... and are we going to see a number 1 doing a number 2 joke? I really think that, they've set this up as a redemption arc for Jean-Luc Picard because he had a failure, 15 years ago, whatever drove him out of Starfleet. And this is the way that, he redeems himself, whether in his eyes or the public's eyes or whatever, probably in his own.
Okay, how about this? I just thought about this for a cameo. What about at the end if you see the Enterprise E?
Well, I think you're going to see. I mean, I really do think you're going to see the Enterprise in here at some point.
See, yeah, but is it the Enterprise E or is it like the new Enterprise?
I don't know.
Like the Enterprise F.
Well, the Enterprise E should have been being commanded by Captain Data.
Yeah, but let's just face it that's not happening.
Right. So is Riker still on the Titan? Did Riker transfer back and take...
Is Riker an admiral?
Right.
Is Riker even in Starfleet at this point?
Right.
Maybe he's just hanging out with the old lady.
Right. Is Worf a colony governor like we've seen, or is Worf commanding, the E? I mean, honestly, we've seen from Voyager that Geordi had command.
Yeah.
And
in a
it wasn't
possible future.
And it wasn't the Enterprise.
No, it was the Challenger.
Right. So I mean, honestly, if Data's destroyed and Riker's moved on to Admiral rank, the logical one is, of course, Wesley Crusher.
Oh God. That's just horrible.
Oh God, I'm evil. Realistically, you see Worf in command of the Enterprise.
One side note, I don't think Data at the end. I don't think that's B4.
No.
I think that's either a new android body where they just kind of found the files,
right,
dropped them in there, and that's him trying to, or it might be a hologram.
Brent Spiner said that was Data.
Yes.
Then the body in the drawer was B4. Right.
So I just what I'm saying is I think there's people out there that think that they put him back together.
No, I'm thinking that honestly they recovered his head out of the wreckage of the Scimitar from Nemesis.
Really? I think
and they brought him back to operational status. He doesn't have a body, but he's got a head. He's hooked up to some power, and they got him on a pole, and he plays cards with the...
What about that shirt he was wearing? Did they just put him like a mannequin body on?
Yeah.
He's got tank treads for
right,
feet
yeah,
now.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of
right,
awesome.
Right. It's kind of like Chris Pike in the chair, only it's just Data. It's like one of those omnipresence robots that you can do now with the tablet stuck in the top. Yeah. It's just his head on a pole with maybe some like little robot arms.
See, I think they either
better yet, they bolt him to the top of a Segway.
Oh, yay! No, you remember the dude that was trying to take Data apart?
Yeah, the Commander Maddox.
I think I just kind of came up with this on the fly, but.
Okay.
What if
Let's see how far down the rabbit hole you can go here.
What if he, they brought him in to kind of mess with the B4 and see if they can dig out Data because he transferred all the files in Nemesis, because they made a big deal out of that for no reason other than Data was going to die.
Right.
I mean, it
was very much the next generation version of the Vulcan, remember with
exactly.
McCoy.
So
let's leave ourselves an out if we need it.
What if he went through, dug through the B4, found Data's files, was able to pull them out, and then he essentially built a new body. Because if you look, like, the eyes are much different than what Data's were in the series, which you could put that up to, even throughout the movies where they had more money for makeup and all that.
Oh yeah, his eyes were very, very more in Nemesis and the later movies than they were ever in the series.
Yeah, I mean, but they were like in the trailer, they're neon green.
Right.
They're like Oregon's uniforms neon green.
Right. Very, yeah.
Agreed. So that's kind of my thing. It's like, okay, is it a new body? Is it a hologram that's just he's interacting with it and they're like, hey, we're going to find you a body that's attached to a Segway.
Right. See, and I very much have the instinct that that's just a head on a stick, that's not a body.
See, I thought I could see a shirt or like a jumpsuit or something on it. So if you want to go back through and watch the trailer, that's cool. But I think I'm right here. I did know that the Enterprise E was smaller than the D, but
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah, there is a hint.
Yeah.
Well, there's a hint of a collar
That's
there.
why I'm asking. Did they just put a mannequin body on him? Like it's an Abercrombie and Fitch, like six-pack Data.
I don't know, and maybe you're right. Maybe it's a hologram based off of his files, and he walks into a little holo suite and plays cards with them or whatever, because he speaks very much, or maybe it's a flashback.
Yeah.
Before the events of Nemesis, because yes, he speaks very much of, I don't want this game to end because I'll have to say goodbye. Now, my question is, we figured out the transmitter, obviously, for Voyager. We've got that EMH technology.
Yeah.
So strap that bad boy up with a hard light drive and let's go.
I know, right? I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but I just kind of, I didn't really think about it because you're bringing in 7 and 9. You got all these different cameos. You got the Romulans in there. You've got Picard being sad about Data, sad about his failure was with the Romulans, which we think is the destruction of Romulus, and all of that. It's like, where's this series going? Like, what's going to be the end thing here? Is it? We're trying to stop the Borg.
Redemption of Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, but my question is, like, what is going to be the actual, what are we doing in the series? Like, what are we preventing this girl from doing or helping her do? What are we, like, what's the actual story that is going to redeem him?
It's a good question. I don't think we have enough information to even start doing anything other than randomly guessing.
He's going into space for some reason. Okay,
Right.
What? Is he getting away from people? Is he trying to take, is this, Raiders of the Lost Ark here? Is it, what are we doing?
Well, I think he's probably going on a, promotional Chateau Picard, tour.
Maybe.
I think the whole thing's going to come down to maybe the Borg are developing a rival wine. Maybe the whole thing comes down to that. Maybe this woman that shows up feels safe with him because she needs a certain amount of tannins in her diet that she doesn't otherwise have and has to drink Chateau Picard.
Maybe. That could be it.
Right. Data's the only one who can analyze it.
And he's just a head on a stick at this point.
He is. You ever seen Jose Jalapeno on a stick, Jeff Dunham?
No.
That's what I want to see out of. If you haven't seen it, go watch. I'll wait. Okay. Hilarious.
I did not watch it. I did not.
Yeah. Everybody else at home did. They do what I say.
Tell them to send us $1 million then. And we can get a real set.
Kind of stretching the bounds of what we can do there, but...
Well, you said that they do it. Anyways. But yeah, that's kind of my question. It's like, what are we leading to here? What's the adventure? What's the... Because we've got pieces, like you said.
Right.
But...
We've got a Comic-Con sizzle reel. We don't really have anything, more than that laid out, and part of me doesn't want to know any more than that. Part of me wants to go into it blind.
Yeah.
I mean, in this day and age of knowing the story before we get there and spoilers and all the rest of it, part of me really wants to just go in blind.
Now that we've seen how many cameos that they're talking about, I think there's going to be a lot.
I think there is too. I think everybody's been throwing up very much this smoke shield of, Brent Spiner 3 or 4 months ago says, "Look at me, I'm ancient. There's no way that I can play this character again." Well, Samuel L. Jackson can play a young Nick Fury. Will Smith can play, his 23-year-old self, and there's a new movie coming out where he's playing, him and himself. I don't think that's impossible anymore with the special effects.
Yeah.
The only thing that I hope is, going back to Sam Jackson,
that's better than Captain Marvel. You
can de-age him.
Yeah.
But a 60-year-old man
still moves like
a 60-year-old man. I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there. So, The
interesting thing with this is you have essentially 3 Star Trek shows that all kind of ran at that were in the same universe, same timeline, right?
Next Gen, DS9, and Voyager.
Yeah.
Right.
Where you could pull any of those people from
Absolutely.
that. And they already did with, Voyager and all this. Like, so that's what kind of, now that we've seen, some, like, never in a million years did I think 7 and 9 was going to be a part of this.
Right.
It didn't play into my head.
No.
Like, I thought, okay, we'll get 1 or 2 cameos from Next Generation. Never did I think, oh, they're going to drop Data in there. They're going to drop her in there. They're going to drop, all these other people.
Right. The only thing that I don't want them to do...
Like, I don't want them to overload it.
Right. I don't want it to be like Star Wars where well, you're a character in here.
Yeah.
So you have to be related to a Skywalker because they're the only people in the universe that matters. There's nobody else.
But it would be kind of cool to see a...
I don't want the... Oh, hey, there's a person of color playing this character named Finn. Well, he's got to be Lando's son because there can only be 2 black people in Star Wars. I mean,
I was just hoping to see a cameo from Lieutenant Kim.
Right? No. Dude retired an ensign. No, dude retired an ensign. No, that's it.
That would be funny, though, wouldn't it?
Right.
He's just a lieutenant.
He's retiring as lieutenant. Oh, my God. And he's still working the con station. He's never got anything. I mean, save the ship 47 times. Sorry, Harry. We're chock full. We don't have any lieutenant spots for you. Still an ensign.
Paris just up left and right. Hey, you want to run the ship?
Yeah. Hey, look. We get back immediately. Captain Paris got his own ship.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look. He needs a second in command. Oh, sorry, buddy. You're still only an ensign. I'll take you on as a helmsman.
If you're the guy who played Ensign Kim at some point, you're like, really?
Throw me a bone. Throw me a friggin' bone.
Been pretty awesome here the last couple of...
The Borg gets to come on board and have more authority than me.
Yeah.
The commander and the chief engineer literally were trying to blow us up at the beginning of the series. I've saved the ship 47 times. Yeah. Still an ensign.
So
I am the oldest ensign in the fleet.
That'd be funny. It really would be.
It really would.
All right. So does that kind of wrap up Picard, you think?
I think so. I'm looking forward to it. I
am.
I really am. That I didn't have my expectations very high every time that I do. It goes sideways, but that blew everything away.
I was just excited after seeing that, and I said this earlier. I was just excited after seeing that trailer as I was for like Infinity War or Endgame. I mean, that's just I can't wait for this.
Right. I mean, the trailers for Endgame, though, I mean, let's face it, they did a very smart thing in that. They only showed, like, from the first 20 minutes of the movie.
They're going back, there was some meme out there that it was like, if I was Marvel, I would do a trailer that is nothing but a black screen.
Right.
And
the date.
And the date.
We know you're going to go see this thing.
Exactly.
Look at how many marketing dollars they saved. Because they didn't heavily promote it. They didn't need to.
Yeah, but imagine if a movie that big did something like that.
Right.
Where they didn't show anything.
Right.
Anything.
That'd be amazing.
I want to see somebody go do marketing like that.
Right.
Because it would be different, and it would be, I think it would, because people try and figure it out. They try and sit around and do what we're doing, where they, imagine if we never got anything from a card other than the wine, the winery.
Yeah, the picture of him in the vineyard and a
vineyard.
Date. Vineyard. Picard vineyard. Just that and a date.
Yeah. I would love to see that.
Right.
I would be like, okay, I'm in.
All right. Well, yeah, you had me at hello. You had me at pick. I got nothing.
Yeah, okay. All right, friends, that's going to do it for this edition of 151. We are sponsored by Skeleton Wine. You can find out more about them at their website, skeletonwine.com, or on their Facebook page at Skeleton Vineyards. As for us, please follow and like us and do all that cool stuff. Share with your friends. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at 151 The Show. And
do something nice for them. Introduce them to us. Enrich the fabric and the tapestry of their life.
Why don't you just do something for us for once? Just once.
Wow.
These ungrateful sons of bitches.
Wow.
Technical difficulties. And then the segue thing again.
La, 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 la.
You can find us on YouTube and Podbean and iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play and so many more. All at 151 The Show, 151theshow.com, and the station's website.com. So angry at these people not supporting us.
You're a terrible person.
I am.
I love you. And what makes it better is you flipped off your camera, but in the midst of mine, like it's like
number one
right in front of me as I'm saying I love you to the people.
You're not editing this, are you?
Nope. Nope.
So it's gonna be on my damn camera. Why is this popping so much now? All of a sudden. All right, that's going to do it for us. We can't end without a shameless plug.
Cue the music! This week's shameless plug is brought to you by me.
Yes, you.
Yes, I would like to plug a restaurant shamelessly. Bob Evans. Now, If you're from Iowa, as we are, you may not be familiar with Bob Evans.
Like, I know the name. I'm trying to place it.
Bob Evans, if you go to your local grocery store, you can probably pick up some of their like their sides and whatnot prepackaged. You can get their breakfast sausage. But Bob Evans is actually a restaurant started in Ohio. Anytime I'm east of the Mississippi, I will go out of my way, if possible, to stay at a hotel near a Bob Evans for breakfast. You can see my shirt. I love you like biscuits and gravy.
Come up because the bug is going to be in front of that.
Bob Evans.
And your mic.
Right.
Go this way. There. Come on. Okay. Go up. Over. Just. There. Bob Evans, everybody.
It'll also be on shirts of the show, which I thought would be a lot easier than those acrobatics and not choking myself with my headphone cord. But
you can take the headphones off.
Right. So, Bob Evans. Great breakfast. They have great other food too, although I think I've only eaten at them 2 or 3 times that wasn't a breakfast. But I mean, I will literally stay out of the way to go stay at some place with Bob Evans.
So it's funny you say this because when I was adding to the bag of questions last time around, I actually we were getting ready for breakfast, and I was like, what's your perfect breakfast? So at Bob Evans, what is the breakfast of choice
it's
there?
like the double meat farmer classic or something like that. I don't remember.
Is it scrambled eggs?
It's
omelet?
2 eggs any way you want.
Okay.
Bacon, sausage, pancakes, and hash browns.
Okay. Perfect.
It's perfect. You can get anything. You can get omelets. You can get skillets. You know, it's typical.
What's the best way to eat an egg?
For me, it's over medium.
Over medium?
Yeah.
Over easy, you mean?
No, over medium.
What's over medium?
It's the yolk is not. It's not as raw as over easy. Over easy, you've even still got maybe like a little bit of a soft white.
Okay.
I want the white completely set, and the yolk running.
Okay.
So basically, it's like a minute and a half on one side. You flip it over just to set the whites, get a little bit of film over the top of the yolk, send it out.
I've never heard it called over medium before.
Okay.
That's weird.
Over easy isn't set. Over medium is how you want to go.
Over easy.
Right. And over hard is a hard yolk.
Yeah, which that just what's the point then?
Oh,
if I don't have anything to dip my toast in.
Exactly. I mean, hash browns, I don't even mess with ketchup. I use the runny egg yolk that's left over for the hash browns. It's perfect.
All right, this is going to be a weird question for you, but I put it up on Facebook every once in a while. What would you rather have, a really great piece of bacon or a really great piece of breakfast sausage?
It depends on when I'm eating it.
In the morning.
Well, no. I'm talking about during the meal. Okay. I mean, if I want protein and sustenance and something, fulfilling, you got to eat a load of bacon to actually make you, to have it of substance.
But if
flavor-wise,
like if you
bacon.
Okay, you're gonna go bacon.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
If I'm eating for flavor, I'm eating bacon. If I'm eating to get full and to have breakfast, I'm going sausage.
Every once in a while, we'll have a really good breakfast sausage.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather have that than bacon.
Okay.
And everybody's always like, oh, how dare you say something bad about bacon? At this point, kind of baconed out in my life.
Right.
I don't need bacon on every single thing I do.
Oh, no.
And frankly, like I said, I'm one of those people that you put a really good breakfast sausage in front of me, I would much rather have that than bacon.
Well, and quite frankly, I mean, the bacon fad is fine, except, we're both closing in on 40. We've got doctors that worry about the old cholesterol. I mean, bacon to a certain extent has run its course, but it depends. Are we talking paper thin, that really you only got some flavor bacon, or are we talking, a good piece of thick bacon?
And listen, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a really good piece of bacon or bacon in general. It's just if you
don't like bacon, you're un-American.
No, you know what?
Commie. Commie.
Yeah. Saw Chernobyl, thought, you know what, them Ruskies, they got it pretty well figured out.
Commie. Commies aren't people, you know that, right?
Yeah, well, I'm just an android on a stick.
Yes. And in that, go eat at Bob Evans.
Okay, Bob Evans.
It's American, it's patriotic, it's a great breakfast, it's a great meal anytime. You're going to love it. Bob Evans.
Hit your body with a thumbs up.
Go get a shirt. Go pig or go home. Bob Evans.
All right. That's going to do it for us. See you next time.
Bye-bye.